SMCI is in a massive spot, guys. We are seeing multi-time frame analysis stemming out to this exact level. A nice tight pause before the next movement up. It does appear the upper price action levels, 56, 62, 66, are very, very reasonable. That being said, guys, my name is Dylan from Dylan's Trades. We're going to get straight into this technical analysis breakdown, wasting no time, starting off on the weekly. If you were a buyer, an investor, a bull on SMCI, you got to feel really good about where we're at, guys. We've been following SMCI for about 2 months or so, and there's really been one major data point we've been watching, guys. Stock price enters about a couple month consolidation, eventually breaking over the top with some extreme volume and a huge surge up. Phase one led us into a 327% movement since breaking out of this range, guys, very, very quickly. We enter another one of these ranges, a little bit different, as we had this pennant-like structure this time, which didn't quite reach the apex where stock price continued to get really, really tight into this tight structure and then breaking out here. We broke down a little prematurely, about 70-80% until the apex. Notice how this one was around 90% until this apex structure. We broke down setting two weekly wicks, 1 and 2. Hard break below these wicks and this ascending trend line. Being the solid pressure picked up, guys, we've seen this sharp movement down. This phase led to a $80 price action within the stock level, knifing as low as $17, guys. So we're looking at major, major jumps. What are we seeing as of now? Well, this is a different structure, guys, but we're seeing this ascending trend line pick up bids with this, also this descending trend line stepping in here and down here, which we do have this more macro one from this previous descending trend line break, right? But more importantly, guys, we have this huge, 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 huge $48 level, guys. And if we break over the top, guys, that is this key level in the past. When we did break out of this previous range, right down here, that is a $31 of this 2024 run-up, guys, right? That is the $80 drop over here. This $48 is the line in the sand. And we have been mentioning, we've been seeing a lot of bullish confluence, right? These tight candles really pressing beneath, showing that nice promise. Because in the past, we hadn't done that, right? We're setting these higher lows, but now we're really starting to see this solidified breakout. And it looks really, really good, guys. That being said, stock price is currently 74 cents above $48. We haven't quite closed over that, but you see this very, very clear level. We're showing a lot of nice promise. So currently, we are setting a doji candle, which is indecision within the market, but it looks good to hang on such a major breakout level after this very, very strong liquidity over the last few weeks. And we will jump to the other time frames to piece this together more. Actually, this doji isn't quite indecision. We're seeing a lot of buyer strength holding this level, pausing nicely, appearing to have that next big Y bar in play for these upper levels, guys. So definitely gotta love what you're seeing out of SMCI, man. We've known $48 was a big level we have to break on, and it does appear we're consolidating and getting ready for the next movement, guys. And if this does happen, once again, I don't hate if you guys are targeting these $70 levels, 75. One of the big things we staple on the channel here, guys, is consistency. You want to be consistent, survive in any market structure. Big guys know this, man. This is how you win in the game. But this kind of a setup, guys. We're seeing phase one, phase two, and now we're seeing phase three. To even see a 50% fractal movement within this last run up, you could be targeting these massive price action levels, guys, leading as high as $86, $90. With that being said, though, guys, the number one spot where we should see a pretty easy movement over the next few months would be $66 at this previous wick out and these other tops. Sorry, these bottom outs in the past. But there is a lot of upper levels, and when we do get up here, if stock price can get the breakout, then from there we'll chart these upper level territories. But as of now, guys, there is a lot of upside to be had, and it does appear a breakout is very, very soon. With daily analysis of SMCI, guys, we've seen a lot of predictable price action movements leading to these higher and lower levels, right? We see stock price form a very, very clear area of value, this time being this ascending support with about around 2 weeks of confluence. We press into these highs. We drop below with a big body bar. Notice how we have a very strong movement to solidify at an important squeeze. Stock price then knifed down hard, guys. I think around 50%, 41%, right? We enter another confluence within this ascending triangle with these highs, that $48 and $50 level, and this ascending trend line where we gap down, guys. Instead of flipping, try to reverse back up and get a relief bounce, we initially knifed down, right, at a open of 35 all the way as low as 17. So we've seen these break of area values to the downside play out a lot of effect opposite to the upside. Seeing a very clear area value, break over the top with a nice volume confirmation. Volume gets dry, 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 dry. We broke over the top, getting a spike in volume, and we see a big movement all the way from $31 to as high as 66. What are we seeing, guys? We're seeing this rough descending channel. You could draw this as well, this other channel line, but the important one really, guys, is this descending trend line. We've seen this channel build for around a couple of months, guys. Some measurable time. We get a strong break over the top with volume, a meaningful wide bar signifying at a key moment a big move, right? We see initial gap up. Stock price comes down within this gap, knifes up, comes down, refills it, and then it just kind of chops, guys. And this has been the story. We've been really chopping, and we mentioned within the last video, guys, we've seen the confirmation, guys. I think it's safe to say that we're seeing the breakout right now, guys. And something very meaningful that my mentor taught me years ago is that one candlestick can completely revert a trend. It can completely destroy a consolidation, a downtrend, for many reasons. We can get into a 20-minute video on that in lectures, but that's what we're seeing, guys. This is the one candle that is eliminating this trend. Sometimes it only takes one very, very, very strong body bar to eliminate an entire trend. And that's what we're currently seeing on SMCI, guys. Notice how this one massive movement, we haven't seen anything like this since this initial wide body bar to break out of this area of value. So to see a delayed upside from this area of value breakout, a nice tight consolidation, breaking these descending trend lines, all of these different market points, guys. There's a lot going on in SMCI, right? We did state within the last video, this is the breakout candle. What are we seeing as of now, guys? Since then, we have that 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5 days. And this is a really nice break and retest, guys, right? We got the break over $48 euphorically. Did appear maybe we can just start skyrocketing up higher. Ultimately, we ended up topping out at that $50 psychological level and just being pretty patient, guys. We dragged back down, and now we're seeing a bullish engulfing candlestick on the daily, which is a very nice sign, guys. We did see a bullish engulfing prior. I believe it was somewhere down here. Yeah, right down here, guys. And you see any nice upside to occur within the next few days. It's been a very nice pattern for SMCI. We've seen a 9% movement. So to see a nice confluence on this level, now a strong body bar bouncing up with some oomph, guys. It definitely does appear in the daily, guys. We should see some continuation perhaps tomorrow. I think it's very likely tomorrow we form another one of these nice big wide bars to press and test $50, ultimately squeezing over. And then the next resistance point after that, guys, would be 56. So we're at a really, really pivotal level. For the bears here, you really want to see stock price get shot down. As we're breaking through all of this confluence, guys, this huge confluence under this big weekly descending resistance from this prior phase 2, right, pick up. We're breaking over 48 bucks. There's a lot going on, man. There really is a lot going on. And as of now, for a bear, you want to see this thing knife down as hard as possible, quickly as possible, guys. Because really anything over this $44, $44.50, $45 level, stock price looks just great, man. And it does appear within the short term, we can squeeze out breaking $50, ultimately testing these higher levels, first and foremost being 56. Within the last hourly analysis of SMCI, we did mention how we've seen the break over the top in the retest of the zone. Since then, we have spiked up aggressively, and we've been consolidating in this nice bull flag. So this structure didn't quite play out into the apex, where this descending trend line where the sellers are stepping up, and the descending support line where the buyers step up meet, coincide in the apex where someone has to win the max energy building phases up, and it has a sharp movement up. This one broke out a bit, 50%, before reaching the apex, which, you know, it doesn't build as much energy, guys, but it is a nice strong bullish sign, being that sellers weren't able to hold this sideways bullish consolidation, which is in nature, guys, bullish. Even though despite moving sideways, guys, where did this trend initiate? Off the strong break of this initial break, false breakdown, and a sharp moving up, guys. So this kind of consolidation really should lead the next couple days within the hourly. So within this point in time, definitely could see something like this with some really nice price action moving up. Potentially another flag being formed within the middle of these two ranges, leading to these higher price action. But we don't want to overanalyze this, guys. Anything over 48 bucks as of now does appear we're just going to see upside, right? We have that psychological $50 mark, which we did wick out perfectly here, and we left two bodies here. Notice how we perfectly wicked over the top, and then we left one wick here, and we knifed down. Really looks nice the way the buyers immediately stepped up with this triple bottom here. Just gotta love what you're seeing out of SMCI, guys. You know, if you've been following the last few months, we stay unbiased, guys. But a lot of these small cap stocks are really just beast. Well, SMCI is not quite small cap, but it's kind of in the range, right? We're seeing a lot of these stocks be very, very strong. It's a very strong market for these SMCIs, SoFi, MicroStrategy. A lot of these are kind of moving in unison, guys. And same with SMCI, arguably the strongest stock out of them all. Looks very, very good on the weekly, daily, and hourly analysis. For the short-term aspect, watch 48 bucks, guys. If we do knife below this, perhaps we enter some more consolidation sideways until ultimately moving up higher. But I don't think that's very probable, guys. I think as of now, we just take off and we break $50 and eventually target this level up here, 56. We'll continue to cover this live as this transpires. With that being said, let's go check out IWM for 30 seconds. This will have an effect on SMCI. Yeah, IWM looks great, man. We mentioned in the last video, we're seeing this nice break in retest. This is where big money gets in. We mentioned this within the last, I think it was a week and a half ago. We've seen a bounce with this ascending trend line, a nice double setup, boom, gap up, and now we're breaking over this pivotal level with a strong body bar. Really just looks good, man. There's not really any selling opportunity until maybe we revisit these highs over here, but it is some time away, somewhere within this rough region. We will mark this up when this happens live, guys. But there is a couple percent to move up, guys. Stock price looks really, really good here. Even if IWM does pause for a day, we should have at least a couple of days of nice price action movement. So eventually maybe causing at the highs, guys, but I think it's very likely to be just below, right, past them. With that being said, guys, that is the video. Keep an eye on these major level, guys. Really the main one being 48 bucks. That being said, if you found any value, consider like subscribing for more of this kind of content. Have a good day, guys. Take care and trade smart. And peace.